Alright, hey y'all, coming to you with some band work today. Something that most of us have at home. Everything here can be done body weight, or if you have weights, you can add those to it. So we have 3 circuits of lower body, 1 circuit of upper body, and then a couple of core circuits. So the intent of this is for you to kind of pick and choose. So if you're adding this on to a workout you're already doing, if you're adding on to your running at the end, you don't have to do the whole thing, or you can do the whole thing as one workout. So what I'll do is I'll demo all the exercises for you, all the circuits together. It'll allow you to take notes and pick and choose what you want to use in your workout. So my recommendation on all of these is about 10 reps a piece. If you have the rubber mini bands, those are great too. Or if you have fabric like this one, this is a Brett Contreras Strength Glute Loop. You can buy these online, anything on Amazon will work. Or if you're Orange Theory member, you have the Orange Theory resistance bands as well. So we're going to start with 3 circuits of the lower body. If you have the Orange Theory ones too, you may end up, if you're not being challenged enough, using more than one below the knees and one above the knees. A lot of these exercises I really prefer to do above the knees. Some I will move it up and down, but just make sure you're feeling the tension in the primary mover. So we're going to start with 3 exercises with that lower body. So I'm going to go with the band above my knees. My band does not give a whole lot, and that's where I'm stronger and I feel the most tension there. So this is a level 1. It's actually the least resistance of all of his bands, and it's still quite strong. So your first circuit, we're going to start with a squat. So just a standard squat, feet shoulder width apart, keep the tension on the bands, sinking down, getting those glutes nice and low. You can add a challenge here by adding a weight to your chest, to your shoulders, down with a suitcase squat. Even if you don't have a dumbbell, maybe grabbing something around the house like a can of paint, anything that has a little bit of weight to it. Then we're going to do some walks. So we're going to hold that squat nice and low, and we're going to walk laterally. So 1, 2, 3. All right, then we're going to walk back for 3. All right, that's going to be considered 1 rep. We're only going to do 5 of these. So we're going to kind of cut that in half because you're going back and forth. So it'll be a total of 10 back and forths, but 5 reps. Then we're going to go to a front walk. So that was lateral walk, so front walk. You're going to hold that same squat, keep those feet wide, walk in front 3 times, and then back 3 times. The next time you go up, let's start with that opposite foot. And do it again. Keep that squat nice and low the entire time. So 1 forward, 1 back. That counts as 1 rep. So let's go total of 5. So try and get 2 to 3 rounds. That's circuit 1. So squats, your isolated squat lateral walk, and your isolated squat front walk. So here's circuit 1. If you choose to do that, circuit 2, we're going to really work those glutes a little bit more. So we're going to go with a Romanian deadlift. So with this one, when I was trying it, I found that I felt more tension with the band below my knees. So here, you want that feet shoulder width apart, soft bend in the knees. Keep that spine nice and straight. Hinge at those hips, back nice and flat. Feel that tension all through those hamstrings and those glutes. And then drop through those heels and squeeze those glutes to the top. You can add some resistance here by picking up something with weight in your house if you don't have dumbbells. If not, you should still feel that in the backs of those legs. From here, we're going to take it to the ground for hip bridges. Here, I do like to take that band up just a little bit. To go back above my knees here. Lay flat on your back, heels in the ground. Push up and squeeze those glutes. Take your time here. 10 of these. There we go. All right. And then we're going to stand up, working those glutes even more. Bands going below those knees. Get a nice wide stance. We're going to kick 1 leg back. We're going to do 5 on each side for a total of 10. So stabilize that core. And we're going to kick 1 leg back. Ooh, don't do what I did. Let's go a little bit lower. Take that band about to those ankles. And we're going to lift 1 leg to the back and squeeze the glutes. 5 on each side, and we're going to switch to the other side. All right, so that's circuit 2, that's your glutes. So again, that's the Romanian deadlift. So remember, hinge and straight back up, that hip bridge on the ground, and then that single leg kick back here. So moving on to your last circuit of legs, you got a little bit of cardio here. We're gonna go to that jump squat. So for this one, I like to have the band below my knees. So we're gonna go down that low squat position, explode up, hold the tension in the band the entire time. 10 of those. If you don't feel like you can complete that jump, squat to calf raise here, okay? From there, we're gonna hit the ground for a clamshell. For this, I like to move the band above my knees, the elbow underneath the shoulders, knees bent, core engaged. We're gonna raise that knee up, feel that all on the outside of that leg, and slow on the way back down. A little bit of recovery from those jump squats. So let's go 5 on each side. So 5 here, flip it to the other side for 5. Then we're gonna move that band all the way to our ankles for a squat to lateral raise. So that full squat once again, engage that core and raise that foot laterally. Now I don't have a lot of give in my band, so I cannot raise very far, but I'm raising all the way to the point of tension on my band. Whatever it'll give, feeling that tension all the way down here. So that is circuit 3 of legs. I forgot to start my watch. So circuit 3 of legs, don't forget that is your jump squat, your clamshell on the ground. So that's that opening up and squeezing back down, and then that squat to that lateral leg raise. So all of those are going to be 10 total. So for those exercises that are on each side, it's 5 on each side. So that's all for the lower body. We're going to move on to the upper body. We're going to start with bicep curl. For here, I like the band on the forearms. You want to hold the tension. If you have something you can hold on to, maybe a baby, dog, curl it up to the shoulders. Keep those elbows tucked into the rib cage as much as you can. And you're going to go 10. There you go. All right, from here, you're going to keep the band in the same position. You're going to hold nice tight tension on it. Raise to the shoulders. And slow all the way back down. This is going to be your front raise for 10 reps. All right, from here, we're going to move that band closer to those ankles, still holding the tension. Hinge at the hip like we did in that deadlift, and low row. Squeeze those shoulder blades and come slow on the way back down. There we go. So 10 of those. So that's bicep curl, front raise, and low row. All right, so now let's move on to core. So our first circuit is going to be your band on your legs. Our second circuit is going to be your band on your arms. So for on your legs, we're going to start with a leg raise. So for these exercises, I like to go mainly with it above my knees here, below my knees here. So starting with that leg raise, lay all the way back, pulling that belly button all the way to that spine. Make sure you flatten that back against the ground. Hands by your side, not underneath your back. And you're going to raise those legs, holding the tension to that L position and slow on the way back down. Only to the point you feel that back lifting up, and then you're going to right back up. So 10 reps there. From here, you're going to lead those legs up to the ceiling. Continue to hold that tension, reaching for those toes. 10 toe reaches. Make sure you're using that core to pull yourself up and not momentum. So I don't want hands here, hands over that chest. Then a power sit up, we're going to hold that band in the same position. Extend fully, keep the tension, and pull those knees into the chest. Super challenge here is to not let those heels touch the ground the entire time. 10 of those. Then we're going to flip over to a plank alternating leg raise. For this, you may want to take that band closer to those ankles. You can go high plank, palms underneath your shoulders, or low plank, those forearms underneath those shoulders. Back in that plank position, pull those hips down, and raise one leg to the ceiling at a time, just to the point you feel that tension in those glutes. Try and keep that core nice and tucked, and that back nice and flat. So that was your leg raises, toe reaches, power sit-ups, and plank alternating leg raise. So 10 reps of each of those. That's your band on your legs for core. So we're going to switch that band to our forearms. Last one. Static crunch with scissors is how we're going to start. So we're going to hold that tension with our band above our chest. Pull the shoulder blades off the ground and squeeze that core. Then lift those legs, moving them up and down for 10 total reps. Here, keep the tension and make sure that core is nice and tight. Then your plank in and out, flipping over. So I don't have a whole lot of tension in this band, so I'm going to show you while I'm in a tabletop position as opposed to being in a plank. So taking our shoulders right underneath, our arms right underneath our shoulders in that plank position. Pull that core in, and you're going to take that hand out, out, in, out, out, in. So out, in counts as one rep. I prefer for you to be up in that plank position like this, going out as far as you can, and then right back in. Trying to keep those hips nice and steady, not rocking back and forth so we can get anti-rotation there. Then our last exercise, full sit-up. Back to that hands right above the chest. Your knees are going to be up here. From here, we're going to lift with the chest. Use that core, keeping those arms above the head the entire time. Try and tempo slow on the way back down. 10 total there. So you have static crunch with scissors, plank in and out, and then that full sit up with those arms over. 10 reps of each, and that gives you all your band exercises. If you need anything, let me know. I'm here for you. Happy quarantine.